They've got those changes, as you mentioned, up front in that offensive line. There's a lot to overcome.
Big pressure, and Carr just has to unload. It is intercepted by Brian Cook. Not touched. Pressure by Karlaftis, and just heaved it in the air, and somehow Cook comes down with the interception and then was ruled down by contact as Shaheed must have touched him when he was down right there on the leg on the way to the ground.
That's a nice job by the officials going.
Just checking my watch, making sure the Derek Carr pig train is on time, because that train's never late. We're going to get into the Saints getting their ass whooped like I predicted by your Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to get into Kareem Hunt doing Kareem Hunt things, Devontae Adams, the Jets firing Robert Saleh, game highlights, and we'll talk about the bye and the Chiefs moving forward. All that are coming up. Hit the music.
Murder, 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 most foul. Welcome to Most Foul TV. This is Most Foul TV with your host, Dr. Penny.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Most Foul TV. I'm your host, Don Pena, and this is Most Foul Chief. Was that pick impressive or what, folks? What a game. What a domination. I know Mahomes didn't score any goddamn touchdowns. It was kind of a weird thing, but I'll get into that. But it was a total domination by your Kansas City Chiefs, like I said it was going to be. And funny enough, as we get into this, my score prediction, I believe last week, was somewhere around 36-13 or something like that. I was pretty goddamn close if 2 touchdowns weren't taken away. But I'll get into that in a little bit. Let's talk about it. Let's get right into it, folks. Derek Carr doing Derek Carr things like I said he was going to. The Chiefs, God damn it, hang on a second. We're losing light. Here we go. It's going to do that. I have some fucking issues with this stupid-ass tablet holder. Either way, the Chiefs for some reason have Derek Carr's number. They always do, and so that's why it doesn't matter what team he's playing on. Let me adjust that there. Doesn't matter what team he's playing on. They always pick him off. It's always different players. I mean, at this point, it's also always been Spags. So, for the last few years or whatever it's been. And they just know how to play him. So I'm not, again, that was inevitable. But it was a fantastic pick by Brian Cook. Is it Brandon Cook? Brian Cook, yeah. Cook. His fucking last name is Cook. I think it's Brian. Either way, I'll look it up later. And, but yeah, fantastic pick. The pressure, Chris Jones, that defense, kicking ass, firing on all cylinders. And like I said, Kareem Hunt did exactly what I said he was going to do. I said he was going to take over. I said he was going to come in and fucking dominate. And he did. What was it, 103 yards, 26 rushes or something like that? I mean, I'm sure I'll put the stat up right here and we can take a look at it. But again, everybody's shocked. So the narrative all week was, my God, the Chiefs, it doesn't matter. They're just getting guys off the street. Juju Smith-Schuster, no one wanted him. He goes for over 100 yards. Kareem Hunt was off the couch. He was done for. No one wanted him. And he goes over 100. Yes and no. Okay, and it is true. Yes, the Chiefs can. It doesn't matter. Like I said before, it doesn't matter. They'll make it work. But it's not like they got complete fucking strangers, okay? The fact of the matter is they know who they got, and they know how to use them. They knew how to use Juju Smith-Schuster. The fucking idiot Patriots have a shit quarterback, okay? Granted, Juju is not Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams or one of these solid 100% number ones. He's not. But he's a great number 2, and he's a great slot receiver, especially if you have a fucking good quarterback. When you're in a shit team like the Patriots with a horrible quarterback, of course you're going to fucking suck. Dude, Tyreek Hill would suck on that team, okay? Look what's going on right now, speaking of Tyreek Hill. So you take away a decent starting quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa, and where are the Dolphins? Look at how Tyreek Hill looks. So don't give me that bullshit that it's all, oh, Juju, it's all him because he sucks. No, he was on a shit team with no fucking quarterback. Okay, you put him on a decent team with a decent quarterback. Case in point, he had a career in Pittsburgh with the Steelers when he had a real number one, and it was Devontae Adams, and then him, and he did okay. Comes to our team, he's not the number one. Kelsey's the number one target. He fucking thrives. So the Patriots trying to use him as a number one with a shit quarterback, that's their fucking fault. Okay, that's your problem. Like, you're an idiot. So, thank you, Patriots, for being dipshits and returning our player to us for absolutely nothing. And we got plenty of value out of what, when he left. And was it a trade? I don't remember if it was a trade or we just let him go, but whatever. We might have got a conditional pick for it. I don't remember. Either way, we made out better. Same with Kareem Hunt. I told you how I felt about how the Browns used him. I said he was a fucking number one. I said, give him the reins. He'll show up. He'll thrive. Wait till Pacheco comes back. It's going to be a hell of a 1-2 punch when Pacheco comes back. With P. Ryan and CEH looking like he's going to come back by the bye. When the bye comes back. So that's going to be fucking amazing. But you know what? On that note, talking about Juju, let's take Juju and Kareem Hunt, amongst others, but let's take a look. Let's take a look at a couple of the highlights of both of these players, both Kareem Hunt and Juju. Let's take a look at the domination of how they absolutely just did what they wanted against the Saints. Let's take a look.
He picked it up, they ran the football, and he knows exactly what the Saints are doing right now.
Here is Hunt right up the gut for another Kansas City first down. Hunt picking his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. And he's in.
He's in.
From the 40, toss to Hunt. Good blocking on the edge. And Kareem gets 7. Hunt over the right side. Had success running left, has success running right. 2nd down and 2. Play action. Mahomes gets rid of it to Hunt. Catch and run. Off he goes down inside the...
And he just has not quite trusted it, not quite seen it, and turned it loose. And that was another opportunity missed. But they blitzed him 14 times already this year, and he loves contact.
It's 2nd down and Overland Park. 34 yards to be exact. Extra men on the rush. Mahomes, Smith-Schuster. Big play inside the 35. Pressure by Brian Brzee.
Well, they're one-on-one here on Worthy.
Underneath, Smith-Schuster. First down. Survives the hit. Takes it down inside the 20, and a timeout taken by Kansas City. Well coached at Parkway Central. On 2nd down, Mahomes, Smith-Schuster. He's got a mile to run. Out of bounds inside the 15. That is a 50.
Just brilliant play designs, fantastic throws, execution. Again, guys who were quote unquote off the street. But again, they trust the system. They trust Andy Reid. Mahomes trusts them. They know what these players can do and they know what they can get out of them because they've done it before. And that's the whole thing. Colin Cowherd was talking about it doesn't matter when it comes to the Chiefs. there's no consequences or whatever. You forget how exactly, but he basically was saying doesn't matter who's on the field. Excuse me. Doesn't matter who's on the field, as long as it's Mahomes, as long as it's Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, that it doesn't matter. But that's not necessarily true. It does matter. Granted, we can make a lot work with very little. Mahomes proved that last year. But then you got guys like motherfucking Sky Moore, okay? We get this fuck 3 years. Now, granted, we got as much juice out of him. And we had some value. He came in a couple of times for us over the years. But at this point, it's just like you can't even be a decent number 3 and number 4. Bro, you're useless. It's a spy. So it just goes to show we can't make fucking something out of absolutely nothing. So I feel bad for Sky Moore because where's he going to go? You couldn't make it in the Chiefs. Where the fuck are you going to go? But whatever. I mean, people probably try to take him just to get an insight on the Chiefs and, well, what's their playbook like? What do they do? You know, so I guess there's value in that sense. But, you know, to me, cut his ass and bring up fucking Justin Ross. And let's see what we have with that guy. Okay? But beyond that, yes, the Chiefs can get a lot out of very little, and we're seeing that now, but it's not little. This is what people don't understand. These guys contributed. Kareem Hunt is a fucking beast. He was back in the day in 2019. The Browns just misused him, okay? You put him on a team who knows how to use him with a coach, who knows how to use him, and you saw the result. Then you same with Juju. He's not going to be asked to be the savior, to be the number 1. He's going to be asked to do what he's good at, slot receiver in the middle of the field, you know, take the underneath routes. And he did that, and he thrived. And he's going to continue to thrive. Okay, now granted, he had that stupid Butterfingers play where Mahomes would have had that touchdown, but he made up for it. Juju made up for it later on. So it still sucked. But so let's get into that. Going back to my point, my prediction last week was, you know, 13-36 or something like that. Somewhere along, maybe I even said 38. Here's the funny thing. I was right about the fucking Saints score. They only scored 13 goddamn points, right? Now, also what's funny is in 2 years, almost 2.5 years, the Chiefs have not allowed over 30 points. I think 28 really in 2.5 years. The last time they allowed, I think, 28 points was to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, in the Kelsey Bowl, I believe. I mean, that's fucking amazing that they have not allowed 30 points in 2.5 years. That's domination, folks. But going back to what I was saying about my score, that's why I say 13, because that's usually where they put teams at. They'll let you score, they'll let you get some yards, but they're letting you score more than 13, 17 points. These are kind of hold teams to around 17. So I was right about the Saints. I was almost right, and I should have been almost dead on with the Chiefs score because 2 goddamn touchdowns got taken off the fucking board in that game. So Harrison kicked, 3 field goals or whatever the fuck it was, right? So there was two running back touchdowns, right, by Kareem Hunt, and then Xavier Worthy ran one in. So there was 14 points right there. Then you had the Mahomes to Juju Smith-Schuster touchdown throw that got taken away by fucking Wanye Morris. Let's take a look at that.
Win it all, of course, but it just feels like they're going to need a little more on the edge after these injuries that they've incurred.
Mahomes, flag on the play. Pass is caught. That's Gray.
Holding. Offense. Number 74. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
It's Jawan Taylor, number 74. You see as soon as the inside rush comes in the grab, and pretty easy call. It's Granderson.
You see, bam, 7 points right there. Well, 6 in the extra point if it would have happened, right? Fucking Wanye Morris. So there was a touchdown right there. It gets wiped off the fucking board because Wanye's an idiot. And then the second one was the Juju Smith-Schuster. Another Mahomes to Juju touchdown would have been if Juju wasn't fucking Butterfingers, pops it up for that interception to former Kansas City Chief in Colin Saunders. And we'll take a look at that highlight, and we'll come back to my point right now.
Smith-Schuster, and there he is, Colin Saunders.
And he took it out.
Big Colin rumbling, and out across the 35. And his brother Cameron's got to be pumped. He made the hit on Kelsey, and then on the ball, out of the arms.
Go down. Right there, go down. You get the ball out on the 20. He says, no way.
No. A return of 37 yards.
So there was another 7 points potentially. So now we have 14 times 2. What is that? Fucking 28, right? Yeah. 50, 30, yeah. So we have 28. So there was 28 right there. And then you had the 3 Butker field goals. So 28, 29, 30, or 28, sorry, we had 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, right? Almost would have been dead on to my fucking score prediction if those 2 goddamn touchdowns would have counted. Like, that's fucked up. But I mean, again, so barring, I guess I'm going to say this moving forward whenever I make predictions, barring any silliness by the Chiefs and just dumb shit. Because that's what it was. It was dumb shit. It was lack of focus. It was dumb. It was literally nothing the Saints did. The Saints didn't cause fucking Wanye to hold because he didn't have to. There was literally no reason to hold on that play. Mahomes was like way fucking past getting sacked or tackled. So that was just a stupid penalty that didn't need to happen. That's why Andy Reid was pissed. And then you have, the pop-up interception, Butterfingers by Juju. Again, just a silly kind of lack of focus mistake. It hardly ever happens with the Chiefs, but it does happen. So I'm going to qualify my point predictions from now on by saying, barring any silliness and dumb shit, okay? If they play the way they're supposed to, here's what the score would be. Because that's what it would have been. 38, 37. I mean, fuck, I was pretty goddamn close. If those 2 touchdowns would have counted, right? Real quick, my point I wanted to make about Colin Saunders. This is how lack of preparation and lack of knowledge, the idiot fucking announcers, these guys are paid millions of fucking dollars to announce these games, and you're so goddamn stupid and ill-prepared that it took you almost 5 minutes to talk about the fact that Colin Saunders was a former fucking Chief. That should have been the conversation for that whole fucking segment. Instead, what do they talk about? That his brother is the backup dancer to Taylor Swift, and then they show the Kelsey and his brother, the other Saunders, like them dancing at fucking Taylor's concert, which again, I get it. She's there. She's part of the Chiefs. She's part of the Chiefs kingdom. She's, with Travis. I get on that. I'm not hating on Taylor. That was a fine point you want to make to the media or to the mass audience. But that should have been the second fucking storyline. The second point. If you wanted to talk about Colin fucking Saunders, the talk there should not have been about his fucking brother. It should have been the fact that he was a goddamn former Kansas City Chief for years, a strong piece in our defense. And so, of course, it made sense that he would know Patrick, that he would know the tendencies of the fucking Kansas City Chiefs. So it made sense that it was that guy that would be in the right place to pick off Mahomes in case a mistake like that happened. That's what the fuck you should have been talking about, you fucking morons. And then you talk about the fact, oh, by the way, Colin Saunders' brother, Kalen Saunders, or whatever the fuck his name is also happens to be the backup dancer to Taylor Swift. The fact that they did it in reverse. Oh, he was a former Kansas City Chief. All after the fucking fact of some producer probably fucking buzzed down. Hey, dipshits. That should have been the second story. You should be talking about the fact that he used to play for the fucking Chiefs. How do you not know that, you fucking moron? There was like 4 players on the goddamn Saints that were former fucking Chiefs. And they barely mentioned it. How lack of preparation are you fucking people? You had the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. You had Colin fucking Saunders. You have, who else was, Willie Gay Jr. And there was someone else. Who the fuck else was on there? The punter, maybe? No. Well, no, that's not. It wasn't Townsend. There's someone else. There may have been someone else on that team whose name I don't remember right now. But I know for sure those 3: Colin Saunders, Tyrann Mathieu, and Willie Gay Jr. Right? So the fact that they were like, oh wow, like, you know, former Chiefs playing their team, fucking nothing, barely mentioned. But if they fucking have a whole conversation on Taylor Swift's backup dancer because he's brothers with fucking Colin, just pathetic fucking sports journalism. It's fucking sad. It really is. But needless to say, it was a great play by Colin. We're happy for the fat man getting an interception. Sucks that it was on us. Sucks that Juju was Butterfingers. But back to my point, it would have been 37-38. I would have been like dead on my prediction if those 2 goddamn touchdowns would have counted, and then Butker hits the field goals he kicks. I would have been like right there. Now, I'm waiting for this damn light to change. So let's move on. Let's get into the game a little bit more, I should say. Kind of an odd game. It was a domination, but at the same time, no touchdowns by Mahomes because we got 2 taken off. He should have finished with 338 yards or whatever it was, and two touchdowns at the very least. 2 touchdowns and those 2 running touchdowns. It was just odd. But it was the first game it was the first full game without Rashee Rice. Was it the first full game? Yeah. Duh. So it was the first full game without Rashee Rice. So that adjustment had to be made. But look, granted, they had a whole week. You had a couple of weeks with Kareem Hunt already, and he just explodes. So what do you think is going to happen now that they got the bye week? They're going to come back. It's just going to be that much stronger. I think they're going to clean up the mistakes. Hopefully we'll clean up the stupid penalties. But like the game itself, you were never worried. Like I was never like, oh shit, here we go. Like, I mean, again, kind of some annoying moments, some bullshit calls. And I don't want to hear that shit. I have, all these fucking crybabies. Oh, the refs are on the Chiefs' side. Shut the fuck up, okay? There was a mauling to Chris Jones that they didn't call. The fucking horse collar earlier in the game that they didn't call, okay? The fucking blatant pass interference that they didn't call on Xavier Worthy that should have been called, and they had to call it the second fucking time. So suck a big fat dick, because I don't want to hear it, that the fucking refs are on the Chiefs' side. The refs just suck, okay? They miss a lot of calls, not just for the Chiefs. It just so happens our team's worst is better than your team's best. So fucking go suck a dick, all right? Cry me a fucking river. But either way, I want to get on a tangent about the goddamn refs or the crybabies that bitch about them. Especially Patriots fans. Are you fucking kidding me? You guys actually got caught cheating. So I don't want to hear a fucking thing from you guys. But, I mean, again, overall, Derek Carr goes out with an injury. Like, shocker. He tried to throw. He did his best Mahomes impression and then tweaked his oblique or some shit or whatever the fuck. It wasn't the hit. It was the throw. He threw he had everything. He put everything he had in the throw, and he just pulled something, you could tell too. As soon as he let it go, you could tell he was in pain. But But oh well, sucks to be you. Speaking of that, that brings me to Devontae Adams, right? And that little trade. We'll talk briefly about that. People were saying that the top teams was going to be the Jets or the Saints. The Saints for obvious reasons, and Derek Carr, his buddy. Hang on, give me 1 second, folks. Sorry about that. I had to check what parking space I was going to. So the Saints and Derek Carr. Oops, sorry. Smacked my camera. Now Derek Carr's injured. For how long? We don't know. Is it going to be a couple of weeks? Is it going to be the whole season? Is it going to be an ongoing thing where he's constantly injured? So how much of that playtime is going to affect Devontae Adams? So I think that factors in. Maybe the Saints ain't a perfect destination all of a sudden for Devontae Adams, right? Then there's the Jets because he can reunite with his idiot buddy quarterback, Aaron dipshit Rodgers. Well, they just fired their head coach. Granted, I'm sure that was all because of Aaron Rodgers. I'm sure he had a lot to do with that. So, but again, who wants to go to a team that dysfunctional that just fired their head coach, that's totally going nowhere in the season? Yeah, he's going to go there with Rodgers, but so what? They're really going to turn the season around? And to what end? I mean, how far are you going to go on the Jets? And are the Jets going to want to make that trade, given the fact that now they're in the market for a new head coach? Now, if they were smart, which we all know they're not, but if they were smart, they would make a push for Devontae to use that as a bargaining chip for a potential future head coach, to make the job there that much more enticing, regardless of how long Rodgers is there or not. Because Rodgers at best is what, 2 more seasons? At best. Maybe just next season. We don't know. So he's only there for a few years. So you bring in Devontae with, you get to play with Rodgers. Yeah, for like maybe a fucking season and a half. And then what? So if they were smart, they bring in Devontae on a long-term contract. They're like, look, you're going to be the man. You're going to be the centerpiece to our team. You're going to be the guy that's going to entice a quality head coach to our team, because we get to tell them, you get to coach Devontae Adams, and we're going to draft a quarterback next year. Maybe fucking Shakur Sanders, Deion Sanders' kid or whatever, right? Maybe. But they're not that fucking smart. This is the goddamn Jets. They're fucking stupid. So they're not going to do that. So I don't think the Jets are going to be, probably the Washington Commanders. People talk about that. I think that's really going to probably happen. That makes a lot more sense. You got Jaden Daniels over there, rookie, just tearing it up, having a hell of a season. Granted, they're playing fucking shitty teams, but he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's winning, and he's putting up numbers. So, big props to the young rookie in Washington, of all fucking places. So that might be a good landing spot for Devontae. He gets to play with a young rookie sensation quarterback, a team that is on the uptick. They're rising. He can help turn that franchise around and keep them moving forward. So who knows? That might be the destination for Devontae. Tyreek Hill, back in the news again. That seems to be gathering more steam. The fact that the Chiefs are 5-0, the fact that Dolphins continue to lose, and people are saying, if they were going to do it, it'd be right now during the bye. So who knows? Like I told you guys last week, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I know I said impossibility. I don't know where the fuck my mind was at. I was tired. It was a long video. But it's not out of the realm of possibility of bringing the cheetah back home. But we'll see, right? We'll see what the Dolphins do in there. I don't think the Chiefs are in a hurry to do that. but they ain't going to say no if the offer's right. So we'll see what happens there. What else? What else do we want to talk about? I mean, we talked about the game. Mahomes putting up 300 yards with no touchdowns is just odd. It's just a weird. Again, he should have had 2. We saw the Xavier Worthy highlight. Talked about Kareem Hunt and Juju doing Juju things. The defense is killing it as usual. Not really. Again, it'll be a short video. Not really much else to really touch on. Oh, I guess we could talk about Rashee Rice. So it does look like he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. He had his surgery. It was successful. It was an LCL, right? Yeah. So luckily it wasn't the ACL or PCL. But he's going to miss pretty much the whole regular season. There is talk that potentially he can come back for the postseason. So we shall see. We know we're getting Hollywood back for the postseason, so that'll be fun. So we'll see if we get Rashid back for the playoffs. And if we do, maybe we get to see the explosive offense that we thought we were going to have this whole season. Man, I really do hope they make an effort to sign him back next year because I want to see that. And what if after this 3, because it's going to fucking happen, folks. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. No one's stopping this team. What's going to be interesting is if they sign Hollywood back next year, you have Xavier Worthy with a second year in. You have Rashee Rice coming back, fully healthy. Do they win 4 in a row? Do they absolutely dominate the fucking NFL and set a record that will be impossible to ever capture or beat? Now, don't get ahead of ourselves, but if this team comes back next year with the team we thought we were going to have this year, after they win a Super Bowl again, after they three-peat, and they come back with Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, Kelsey's maybe his final year. You have Isaiah Pacheco with Kareem Hunt probably coming back. P. Ryan may be coming back on a backup deal. You got the young tight end. You guys still have Noah Gray and Jared Wiley, I believe his name is. Jared Wiley, yeah, the rookie tight end, right? I mean, do we get that? Who knows? So that's next year. We're focusing on this three-peat and this hype train. So we'll stay on that for now. But I'm just saying, if it happens next year, you heard it here first, folks, a year and a half before it happened. And I will replay the fuck out of this video if it does happen. I'll shove it in everyone's face that I predicted 4 in a row. Either way. All right, let me check my notes. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I guess we'll kind of finish up with this quick little segment before I go on to talk about the 49ers and the game coming out of the bye week, which is not much to talk about right now, but we'll do the best we can. I keep seeing in various sports media outlets and talk shows and all that when they talk about the Chiefs, we're 5-0, but are they still vulnerable? They still haven't played their best football, and they still are. Are they weak? Are they really a 5-0 team? Blah blah blah, but fucking blah. Like, are you kidding me? What the fuck you should be saying? What the narrative is and should be? Now, there's a few that have talked about it the way I'm about to. Colin Cowherd, a few others. But the NFL should be terrified. Shout out to how about those Chiefs? He talked about it, but again, he's like us, right? He's a fan reporting on the Chiefs. He's not national media, right? I'm talking about the national sports media, and very few of them are talking about that the fucking NFL should be terrified. What the narrative should be in this hype train to the three-peat is that the goddamn NFL and 31 other teams should be absolutely terrified of the Kansas City Chiefs in the fact that they are not playing their best, that they're not at 100% or firing on all cylinders, and they are still beating teams. And not just beating teams like good teams, some of the best teams in the NFL, and they're still beating them. They're still undefeated. They're 5-0 going into the bye week, where many, prior to the start of the season, were saying there is a very good chance that they could have went into the bye week something like 2-3. Hell, they, 1-4 type shit. They would lose to the Ravens. They were going to lose to the Bengals. They were going to lose to the Chargers. Like, they were going to lose to the Saints. Like, the only one they were going to beat, supposedly, was going to be the Falcons. Then the Falcons are all of a sudden good. Right? So, fucking hilarious. Like, you should be terrified. The fact that we started this season thinking we were getting Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Rashid Rice, Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce, that was supposed to be our starting lineup for the offensive firepower. Your backups were supposed to be McCole Hardman and Kadarius Toney and Justin Watson. And then you look at the team now, no Hollywood Brown, no Rashid Rice, no Isaiah Pacheco. They go and sign. Obviously, Xavier Worthy's still there. Travis is still there. But they go and sign Kareem Hunt. They go and sign Juju Smith-Schuster. You got McCole Hardman back. You still got Justin Watson in your backup. Like, it's amazing. But they're smart. They know what they're doing. They know what was out there. They didn't go reach for a player that they didn't know. They went and got the guys that they knew were going to be able to contribute, that knew the system. And Kareem Hunt is the steal of all steals, because the other NFL teams are fucking morons. They're fucking morons for not signing him. So thank you, NFL, for being idiots. But again, it's not surprising. But what is surprising, again, and this isn't even surprising for those who are paying attention. People are like, how are they doing this? How are they blah, blah, blah? Like, they're all shocked. Again, morons, the fact is, the reason they're not firing on all cylinders, the team was completely different. The whole preseason was with a different group of motherfucking guys. Different starters. Not just different people, but different fucking starters at the most crucial positions. And they had to adjust in real time during the season where other teams would have crumbled. You're watching it now. Look what happened to the San Francisco 49ers, who are hanging on by a thread. Look what's happening to the Chargers, to the Bengals. Are you kidding me? So that should terrify every other team in the NFL. Once the Chiefs get healthy, and now actually coming out of this bye, it's not even a matter of being healthy. It's a matter of their new players, or new additions to the team, being acclimated, having time with the playbook, having more time with Mahomes and Andy Reid, and being more comfortable. Coming out of the bye, they're going to look a million times better, and the NFL should be terrified. You're going to see now 38, 40 points a game. And then Pacheco comes back. And here we go. Now, I'm not saying undefeated, but I'm kind of saying undefeated. Who's going to beat them? Now, the only loss that I would see, there's a very good chance they go 16-0, and then they sit the last game of the season, because why are you fucking playing? I mean, hell, if we lock up the 1 seed 2 weeks in advance before the end of the season because the other teams are so far behind, then they might sit the starters for 2 weeks. Who knows? So maybe there's your losses there. So, but again, the Raiders ain't beating us. We're going to slap the Chargers again. The Broncos might put up a fight. We might drop one to them like in a fluky loss, but I doubt it, because we lost to them last year and we're going to prove a point again with them. So, where we might go on another 15, an 0 fucking record on their ass. We'll see. Well, speaking of we just said at the 49ers and talked about them coming out of the bye. That was going to be the big boogeyman, right? That was going to be the big game. Oh man, like, Chiefs coming. They had a rough first 5 weeks. Now they're coming out of the bye and they got to play the Niners. Yeah, not so much now, right? Like, I'm sure it's going to be a good game. They'll probably keep it close. They're injured. I don't know how much healthy they're going to be when they come out of the bye, but I'm confident in our team. The Chiefs are going to be that much more prepared. Kareem Hunt's going to have that much more time in the playbook. Juju Smith-Schuster is going to have that much more time in the playbook with that much more playing time. The conditioning is going to be better. Travis Kelce is going to be better. Xavier Worthy is going to be that much better. So I am not sweating the San Francisco 49ers. I think the game will be kind of close for a bit, and then the Chiefs are going to pull away with it like in the fourth quarter, like they always do. I say it's a 2-score game. We probably win by 10 points. 27-17 Chiefs over your shitty San Francisco 49ers. All right, that about wraps up today's episode, folks. I'll see you guys next time. And whether it's losing our starting wide receiver, our backup wide receiver, losing our starting running back, our backup running back, benching our rookie left tackle, the Baltimore Ravens coming to town, the Cincinnati Bengals coming to town, the Chiefs going to Atlanta, the Chiefs going to LA, or the New Orleans Saints coming to Kansas City, it don't matter. We're still 5-0. We're still undefeated. Because as you all know, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs,
he'll get handled when he gets handled.